Crimson Desert, the game that was touted to be future game of the year, released March 19th, 2026, to very polarizing reviews. Now, plenty of reviewers didn't really enjoy their time within Pywell. Seems like this game has fallen short a little bit. Crimson Desert has received lots of critical feedback, many players calling the story extremely bland and quests a little too hand-holdy. Especially on console, the game has received plenty of criticism for busy controls, poor performance, and even worse optimization. Now, don't get me wrong here. There are lots of players that are enjoying the game. Some users are calling this game of the year simply because of the deep combat, extremely vast map. I mean, it would take multiple hours to travel from one end of the map to the other. That is insane. You can get hundreds of hours in this game just exploring, fighting, getting into lots of mischief. I think that's an amazing thing. I personally don't believe this game will be in discussions for Game of the Year at this point, just because of things like some of the AI art that's been used, and also the day one score of this game has been kind of low as far as Game of the Year is concerned, at least. As far as I know, the lowest Game of the Year score we've had is in the 80s. This game has not even reached 80, so I don't see it as being a Game of the Year. But a lot of the issues that people are complaining about can be fixed. Performance and optimization issues, I see these problems getting fixed, ironed out in future patches. The same thing with controls. Pearl Abyss has already addressed the feedback that they've received as far as controls go. They're working on changing the controls, making them a little more accessible and easy to learn, which will be great for the onboarding process with new players. It'll make it just even that much easier to pick up the game and get into the world of Pywell. As far as performance is concerned, I think of Cyberpunk 2077. Whenever that game came out, it was buggy, glitchy, just a mess on console. But CD Projekt Red, they stuck with the game, they stayed with it, and they released a lot of updates, and they really just breathed new life into Night City, especially with their kind of 2.0 DLC update. That did wonders for the game. And now a lot of people that previously didn't enjoy Cyberpunk, or maybe put an hour or two into the game, are loving it. They've loved that entire expansion and release when it was put out. I think that Pearl Abyss can do a similar thing. It might not take them as long, but I do see controls, performance, optimization issues, they can fix that. Now, this game may not be for you if you value deep, rich stories, amazing world building, varied choice and consequence that you may see in other RPGs. Crimson Desert is what I would kind of call a turn your brain off RPG, even though that name kind of sounds negative. These RPGs, these games, they can be very valuable, very enjoyable experiences. Having a game that you don't have to worry about being engaged fully with the story or fully immersed and missing some little narrative detail to have a good time, you don't have to worry about that in this game. You can kind of hop in, get into some fights, get into some combat, do some little quests, and still feel accomplished. You can still feel like you have done something meaningful in the game. And I think that so many games nowadays are kind of missing that. Even though Crimson Desert is a very vast, very wide game, it doesn't have a lot of depth, which a lot of people are criticizing. I think it could be a strength of this game. With so much that can be done in the world, even though this content might not be the most challenging or difficult content, it still can be a rewarding experience for those that engage in it. Personally, I will be waiting for a pretty deep sale and some future updates to pick up this game. I really value narrative and lore within RPG games, and I think in terms of that, Crimson Desert is quite shallow. However, I do love how the combat looks. I love how the world looks. And I think this game does exploration and random questing, kind of pop-up quests. These kind of events where you are walking through the world and you kind of get roped into a questing experience. Even if it's short, I think that's really amazing stuff. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Crimson Desert. It's fallen short of what people have expected from it. I don't see this game as being game of the year. However, I do think Pearl Abyss can turn things around and fix some of the performance issues and bugs. I think questing is here to stay. The shallow questing is here to stay. I don't see Pearl Abyss changing that unless it is far, far down the road in a complete game changing update or DLC kind of situation. But yeah, those are that's my Crimson Desert thoughts. Have you guys bought Crimson Desert? Are you playing the game still? If you bought the game, how are you enjoying the experience? Are you liking it? If you haven't bought the game, why not? Let me know down below.